My name is Anna Miner, and I'm doing a presentation for business idea number 1 for Dr. Bora's entrepreneurship class, and my presentation is on my idea of Wicked Stitch Clothing Company. So a little bit about me is I'm from Haleyville, Alabama, which is about an hour south from Florence. I'm a professional marketing student at UNA, and I'm supposed to graduate in August of this year. And I have retail experience. I have worked at a few different clothing stores, but I work for Buckle as a sales associate there, and I love fashion, so this is a little bit of my background of why I came up with Wicked Stitch Clothing Company. So the big idea about Wicked Stitch Clothing Company is a vintage, retro, and reclaimed clothing store for women who want to express their personality through clothing. And so it's a website, and you can buy these clothes online that I have customized to your unique style and preference. And each apparel item you can get personalized detailing and stitching, and there's a variety of options that you could choose from, and it's also delivered to your door in days. So the problem that is solved is a lot of women and men, but I know for me, I've had difficulty in finding clothes that fit my style exactly, and it's also hard to stay up to date in the ever-evolving fashion world because trends are changing all the time. And also, I love vintage stuff as well as many others, and vintage stuff is usually pretty expensive, so this would be a vintage style clothing store that is affordable. It helps you to express your individuality because it's personalized and it's customized to exactly what the customer would want. So you give a description of your unique sense of fashion, and I would tailor the clothes exactly to how you would want. So what makes Wicked Stitch unique is it offers unique patterns and stitching that stands out from basic department store clothing, and it gives you a unique um, you can portray yourself in a unique way through the clothing that you've created yourself. Also, customers are essentially creating the clothes themselves, and I just do the hard part for them by making the clothes look exactly how they want. And their apparel is made to order straight from the description, and then I make it and I fix it just how you want, and then I mail it to your door. So the need that it solves in the target market is there's a recent demand for vintage and reclaimed clothing, especially in this area, like in the Shoals area. I've noticed that a lot of young women, usually around ages 15 to 30, love vintage clothing because it is coming back in style. And so my target market would be young women ages 15 to 30, or college students slash millennials, even post-millennial generation. The market potential is e-commerce fashion is expected to grow by 8.8% by 2022, and consumers enjoy the easiness of online shopping. Also, the vintage reclaimed look has come back in style, as mentioned earlier. The market share potential is retail e-commerce currently holds 14.3% of the retail fashion industry. And there's no established industry yet for people who reclaim clothes or do customizations to any kind of vintage look, but also vintage and reclaimed clothing has a huge potential for growth as the trends come back in style. So the 4Ps, the marketing mix of Wicked Stitch Clothing Company would be: the product is a retro vintage apparel clothing items with customized details. The price would be around $40 to $60 per shirt or jeans or shorts or shoes, whatever it is that you've decided. And the place that I would sell would be social media channels and websites. So I would sell through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I would also have a website. And then I would promote my business on online ads or through social media. Potential competitors. So there's no true competitors right now at the moment that customize clothing like this. So the only true competitor in the area that has actually done reclaimed clothing, not customized, but they have vintage clothing that they have redone themselves for sale, would be Southern Trash in Florence. And then bigger competitors would be Free People and Buckle, because this clothing would have that style to it. Something unique with different patterns, a very boho or chic look. Some of the benefits that Wicked Stitch would offer is it's clothing that is created by the customer. It also, by creating your own clothing, you're expressing your unique sense of fashion, and it is cheaper than the competitors, and you're getting exactly what you want because you have created this piece of clothing to exactly how you want it from the options that I've given you in the description box that you write in to tell me what you want. So Wicked Stitch Clothing Company is the best idea ever because it is the best way to stay up to date with the latest fashion trends. Now with the fashion trends coming back in style and other things leaving, it makes it difficult to, stay in fashion because trends do change so fast. Also, you're going to feel confident with your purchase decision because you created this yourself. So you know that you're getting exactly what you want. And the industry for vintage clothing is growing. There's no true competitors as of now, and it is cheaper than the alternative. So Wicked Stitch is a great idea for someone who wants to express themselves through their clothing. And oftentimes, people, they find clothing at a store and they're like, oh, I would love this if, something was different about it. If it didn't have this on the back or if the stitching was different. So this is a really great idea. I believe it's the best idea ever just because it's different and it's completely unique from anything else out there. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.